are supposed to resume fully on my duty post. So that's why after the Christmas, I have to resume it.
After the Christmas break, work resumes nationwide with a sad toll on human lives.
If it is not because of some peoples and organizations and churches that used to help us, we doesn't have anything much to eat here.
Circle for the internally displaced persons continues in the spirit of the times. The electoral commissioners. Plus, special report on the development in the railway sector in 2014. Welcome to NTA Network News. My name is Muhammad Kudu Abubakar. As expected all over the country, workers in the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, resumed work today after the Christmas holidays. Adebola Brooksling Sunday, who visited some offices, reports that few workers were seen at their duty posts.
Of activities records low turnout of workers, as many have traveled to celebrate with their loved ones, coupled with the fact that some chose end of the year for their annual leave.
I was on leave on the month of November, so I resumed from the leave. So I'm supposed to resume fully on my duty post. So that's why after the Christmas, I have to resume it.
See, there's nothing going on in the office. See how everywhere is empty. And some people are at home without getting any money to celebrate.
I work with a very serious boss in the office. She never joke with her work, which I believe she too will be in the office today. So I staying back will not read a good meaning to me.
However, media practitioners say it was business as usual.
247, we are here to do the job, and we do it with so much passion.
It's not fun for me at all day on my duty post.
The few that reported for duty say they are ready to contribute their quota to the development of the nation, even as the year 2014 winds down. In Abuja, Adebola Brooksling Sunday, NTA News.
Well, but very sadly, the Federal Road Safety Corps says a total of 110 people died between the 19th and the 28th of December 2014 across the country. The Corps Public Education Officer, Umo Etuk, announced this at a media briefing in Abuja. Aliu Kabir reports.
Activities are picking up gradually across the country after Christmas festivities, with a vehicular movement in and out of the Federal Capital Territory. Even the usually heavy vehicular movement leading into the city center from the Maraba-Yanya axis is not yet back to normal. Nevertheless, the Federal Road Safety Corps has given the figure of casualties amounting to 120 people, comprising male, female and children, in 115 total road crashes nationwide, a situation the Corps Public Education Officer attributed to the flagrant abuse of safety regulations on the highways. The Corps, he said, has recorded a decrease in total crash by almost 38% within the same period in 2013.
We want people that are driving, people that are coming back from long distances, to ensure that they drive to save a life.
Other relevant stakeholders also reaffirmed commitment to curtailing road crashes in Nigeria.
We are fully prepared and we shall do the job. We have even started the night patrol. FCT is a test ground we have started from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m.
In traffic control, we work together. All the entry points within the city, Yanyan Road has always been a recurring decimal in terms of traffic. The same thing with Lokoja, Abuja Road.
Our association has also supported the Federal Road Safety Commission by recruiting over 200 task force, NATO task force, to assist in traffic congestion.
While convicting over 900 drivers within this ill-tide season for violating traffic rules across the country, the Corps Public Education Officer has emphasized on the need for road users to drive with care to ensure accident-free roads and peaceful ill-tide festivities. In Abuja, Aliu Kabir, NTA News.
Still on traffic situation across the country, reducing the rising rates of road mishaps on Nigerian highways was the focus of this Monday's edition of NTA's Breakfast and Current Affairs program, Good Morning Nigeria. Guests on the program were particularly concerned over the use of cell phones by drivers, stressing that the practice has become ugly, resulting in increased road accidents. Ngufan Shaji tells us more.
Phones, one of the most necessary components of modern age subsistence, but an undeniably strong form of distraction during driving and going by recent reports, a major cause of increased accidents along Nigerian highways. This was a consensus among all of the guests on the breakfast show Good Morning Nigeria, who all agree that the practice is extremely dangerous and puts drivers 4 times at risk of a crash.
The moment you are not concentrated as a driver, once that concentration is out of you, in fact, it tends to crash.
Clamping down on violators of road traffic rules and regulations is part of the mandate of the Federal Road Safety Commission.
It all boils down to that change of attitude. And road safety is saying road safety indeed is a shared responsibility.
While sensitizations are currently being stepped up to curb excesses among drivers and road users, the Nigerian Association of Road Transport Owners, NATO, has also raised concern over the continued presence of badly maintained vehicles on the highways. President of the association, Kazim Bataya, said badly maintained vehicles are the second largest cause of road accidents in Nigeria. He added that the association has taken up responsibility of sensitizing its members.
Most of the markets, motor parks, depot and refineries where drivers are parking to load, we always give them a training, just at least 10 minutes training every day before a driver take off.
In Abuja, Gufan Shaji, NTA News.
Nigeria has been contending with natural and human-induced disasters, especially terrorism, communal clashes, and ethno-religious strifes, which has led to loss of lives and the displacement of persons. Adebola Brooklyn Sunday in this report reports that the Koza community, or people from Borno State, who are now in Abuja, have been receiving help from some well-spirited Nigerians in the new Kuchigoro internally displaced persons camp.
The new Kuchingoro internally displaced persons camp, started by the displaced persons themselves, has no any basic social amenity to make the people comfortable.
62-year-old Ali Fambia have not crossed any international border to become a refugee. But that is the life he is living here.
The Boko Haram problem stopped now. We are going back to our home. If it is not because of some peoples and organizations and churches that used to help us, we doesn't have anything much to eat here.
As it is believed that the issue of security and its effects cannot be left to government alone, Ambassador Emmanuel Otiotio Foundation, in collaboration with Every Nation Nigeria, decided to with clothing, food, and other valuables.
It is our responsibility, whether you are in government, whether you are privileged to be a business person, whatever you are, you must not close your ears to the cry of the needy. If we work as a team with our governments, we'll be able to provide succor in society.
Carrying out a medical outreach which encompasses counseling, blood tests, blood sugar test, malaria test, HIV, and all that, so as to be able to reach out to them both medically, spiritually, and materially.
Ambassador Emmanuel Otiotio, however, called on other humanitarian agencies for urgent action to alleviate the sufferings of the displaced population and hope that in a short distant time, the nation will win the war against terror. In Abuja, Adebola Brooklyn Sunday, NTA News.
Away from the conditions of the internally displaced persons, Vice President Muhammad Namadi Sambo has solicited the support of Nigerians towards a peaceful and hate-free conduct of the 2015 general elections. He stated this after collecting his permanent voter's card at the distribution center of Kaduna North Local Government Headquarters. State House correspondent Hamza Musa Makarfi reports.
The Kaduna State INEC Resident Commissioner Halluru Aliu Tambol and officials received the Vice President accompanied by Governor Mukhtar Ramalan Yaro and party officials as well as presidential aides. He says Nigerians should be committed totally to the rules and regulations of the elections. The Vice President says, as in previous exercise, votes will count in 2015 election.
I congratulate the Independent Electoral Commission on the positive effort they are making to ensure that we have a very successful election come 2015. I want to seize this opportunity to also assure Nigerians that Mr. President and the federal government is giving every support to INEC to ensure that they succeed in this endeavor.
From the records that we have, most of the local governments, these PBCs are there, and they have also issued to a lot of people. And then because of the time constraint and the lapsing of the period, INEC now is issuing this card in the respective local government offices of INEC. So anybody who has not collected his card should be rest assured that he's going to collect his card, the INEC office in that particular local government.
From Kaduna, I am Hamza Musa Makarpi, NTA News.
The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has approved the deployment of 28 resident electoral commissioners to various states across the country. A statement from the commission announced those deployed as follows. Professor C.E. Onukaugu from Abia State, now deployed to Enugu State. Professor Tukur Saad from Adamawa State is now deployed to Bauchi State, while Ahmed Makama from Bauchi State is now in Taraba State. Mike Igini, Delta State, has been deployed to Edo State. Others are Sylvester Oke Eziani from Anambra State, deployed to Cross River State. Sam Olugbadebo Olumekun from Ondo State has now been deployed to Ekiti State. With a view to ensuring that the 2015 general election complies with the international best practices, the European Union Observer Mission has signed a memorandum of understanding with the Nigerian government. Correspondent Uche Nwizu witnessed the ceremony at the Federal Ministry of Foreign Affairs in Abuja.
Electionary process is an issue tackled with caution, as the outcome can either destroy or build a nation. Nigeria has witnessed elections crisis in the past. To forestall a recurrence and attain international best practices in the 2015 general elections, INEC said it is not leaving any stone unturned. To facilitate the monitoring of the elections and lend credibility to the process, the Memorandum of Understanding between the EU observers and the Nigerian government was signed.
Nigeria values the presence of international observers for its elections, since this is one of the pillars for strengthening democracy worldwide.
The European Union stands alongside Nigeria in seeking free, fair, credible and accepted elections in 2015.
The delegation advised political parties and stakeholders to respect the Constitution, strengthen and abide by the electoral rules. The EU is expected to send between 20 and 30 team observers by mid-January. Uche Nwizu, NTA News.
To political matters now, the People's Democratic Party support groups in Niger State, including women and youths, have pledged to continue their support for the party ahead of the 2015 general elections. The two-day event organized by the Minister of State for Agriculture and Rural Development, Asma'u Asaba Ahmed, took place at the Idris Legbo Kutigi Conference Center. Fatima Usman reports.
The town hall meeting is aimed at sensitizing women and youth groups as well as the representatives of non-governmental organizations to the importance of voting as a tool to credible leadership. The event was also a platform to canvass for continued support to the People's Democratic Party in the forthcoming elections. Niger State Governor Dr. Mu'azu Babangida Aliyu recounted the achievements of the People's Democratic Party, noting that the party will achieve more with youth participation. Minister of State for Agriculture and Rural Development Asabe Ahmed, who emphasized the importance of women in nation building, described the representation of women in the present administration, both at the state and federal levels, as the best in the history of the country.
When women say they are with you,
they keep their promise. I want to advise women to go out and pick their permanent voters' cards.
Wife of the Niger State Governor Haji Ajumai Babangida Aliyu called on women to ensure they obtain their voter cards and come out during the elections to support PDP. Other stakeholders, including Aisha Babangida, Haji Dija Bala, and members of the State House of Assembly, took turns to advocate proper representation of women. The Special Advisor to the President on Youth and Student Matters, Jude Imagwe, said President Goodluck Jonathan has done so much in terms of job creation, employment, and youth empowerment. In Mina, I am Fatima Usman, NTA News.
The People's Democratic Party, PDP, says it is proud of its numerous achievements in the education sector, particularly the record of performance of President Goodluck Jonathan in the sector in the last 4 years. A statement signed by the PDP National Publicity Secretary, Olisabetu, urged Nigerians to vote for President Jonathan in the 2015 presidential elections to guarantee the future of education in the country. The PDP says in the last 15 years, there has been progressive growth in the educational sector as a social instrument for national development and integration through vigorous implementation of broad-based policies in keeping with its manifesto and ideology. Rivers State People's Democratic Party Chairman Felix Obwa has enjoined the Osomini North and South communities to unite and vote for President Goodluck Jonathan, Nyesom Wike, and all the party's candidates in the 2015 general elections. This was at a rally in Obirikom. Daoju White reports.
The re-election of President Jonathan for accelerated development of the transformation agenda. Obwa expressed satisfaction with the unity demonstrated by Usomini ethnic nationality towards a massive PDP victory come 2015.
Come 14 February 2015, all Usomini North and South should make sure they fall out to their numbers and vote massively for PDP and for Mr. President Goodluck Jonathan.
The state PDP chairman commended the traditional rulers for the warm reception accorded the PDP family. PDP flag bearers vying for various elective positions were introduced to teaming party supporters. A two-time commissioner and former lawmaker Elem Chukwuobo said Usomini's vote for PDP cannot be contested. Other top party stalwarts in their various solidarity speeches vowed to deliver the party into various elective positions come 2015. In Usomini, Oba Ebemandoni local government area, Daoju White, NTA News.
Orientation on keeping faith with a strong Nigeria. This and more after these messages.
For Dr. Martin Luther King, when Prime Minister Lee Kuan Yew transformed Singapore from third world to first world. It was not easy. They stoned him. It was not easy for Nelson Mandela.
I, Barack Hussein Obama.
It was not easy for Barack Obama. Nothing worthwhile ever is. Dr. Martin Luther King did it. Prime Minister Lee Kuan Yew did it. Nelson Mandela did it. Barack Obama did it. Goodluck Jonathan is doing it. He is transforming Nigeria. Mr. President, keep doing it. We who are with you are so many more than those who are against you. A message from protectors of Nigerian posterity.
Share the joy of a seamless connection. VisaPhone, your passport to reach the world.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce someone special here tonight whose understanding, knowledge, and support has truly made our juice company prosper.
I wonder what goes into making this.
You'd be amazed. It often starts from the farm, where fresh fruits are grown and carefully sorted, and straight on to the factory, where they are pressed, processed, and packaged. Then off they go again, this time to large distributors like you, and retail shops, where people buy and pay with ease.
You seem to know quite a lot about this. You work for the juice company then?
I suppose I do.
Please join me in welcoming our business banking service partner, Stanbic IBTC Bank, to partnerships that move us forward. Stanbic IBTC Bank, moving forward.
Christmas from all of us at Glow. Glow Unlimited.
Let cash get in the way. With your debit MasterCard, you enjoy less hassle and more convenience the cashless way. Call your bank today to get your debit MasterCard. That's MasterCard. That's priceless.
It doesn't matter what comes, fresh goes better in life. With Mentos candy, crunchy outside, chewy inside. Stay fresh, stay cool with Mentos. Fresh and full of life. Stay fresh, stay cool with Mentos. Mentos candy. Get the fresh idea.
My father has always taught me the importance of hard work. He says with Shell's help, he has been given the chance he needs. And that gives me the chance I need.
Shell supports local businesses and entrepreneurs, helping them to thrive and expand. Shell, let's go.
Johnny M2, 28 days standby time. Johnny, to be needed, to be loved.
Thank you for being there. Director General National Orientation Agency Mike Omeri has again urged Nigerians to keep faith in the country in the coming year. A statement by the Assistant Director Press Paul Odenyi, Mr. Omeri expressed appreciation to Nigerians for standing by government in the outgoing year. He enjoined Nigerians to sustain the temper of resilience against internal and external forces. The NOAA Director General assured Nigerians of adequate security in the coming years and advised Nigerians to remain law-abiding. Director Army Public Relations Brigadier General Olajide Lale has urged members of the public to disregard online campaigns against the hierarchy of the Nigerian Army. As in a statement, the Nigerian Army spokesman described as sad and unfortunate that Sahara reporters are by its publication supporting terrorism and fighting Nigeria, its people, the military, and particularly the Nigerian Army. Brigadier General Lade observed that Sahara Reporters has strived hard to present itself as a propaganda medium for terrorism and Boko Haram in particular, pointing out that the officer who appeared for the press conference, Lieutenant Colonel Wande, is a serving officer in the Nigerian Army. It has been busy year for the railway subsector as its managers set out to deliver on promises made in respect of the completion of projects that will positively impact on the lives of many Nigerians. In this special report, Zainab Banu tells us the successes, the challenges, and the projection for 2015 in the railway sector.
Following the resumption of intercity passenger train services along Lagos-Kano axis and the Lagos-Kaduna intra-city mass transit, the federal government shifted its attention to completion of the Eastern Corridor, set in December 2014 as deadline. True to its word, train services have commenced between Port Harcourt and Enugu through Aba and Umahia.
And the country in general.
This is the first in a series of flag-off that will continue from January right towards the end of January to February.
Another success story is that of the Abuja-Kaduna Modern Line, as track laying has been completed awaiting commissioning for service to commence.
Our intention was to have the ride in December. However, because of the challenge, we placed order for the rolling stock. I be able to arrive the country in the next 2 or 3 months. So we're looking at latest February end.
This railway will help the youth.
Rehabilitation of sidings and loop lines, including connection to the key industrial locations, upgrading of telecommunications and signaling equipment, as well as stations remodeling and development, are all at advanced stages of completion. Government has also procured additional locomotives, coaches and wagons, though more are needed if it is to meet the ever-increasing demand for the movement of both people and goods.
We should try it.
7 out of the 13 feasibility studies commissioned for additional modern lines that will link the entire country by rail have been submitted. Many are, however, worried over the delay in the completion of the Itakwe-Jakuta-Warri standard gauge line started 30 years ago, in spite of its economic viability and the inactivity on the proposed Lagos-Ibadan double-track modern line.
And the committee is going to discuss on this extensively and must find out what is happening.
Lagos-Ibadan, we have a very peculiar problem. We had a problem with Exim Bank on the loan component of the project. But we are still in discussion with Exim Bank.
These are more the federal government promised to address in 2015.
We believe that these and many other projects under the railway are going to turn around our economy, stimulate growth, and indeed help reduce the cost of transportation.
This administration will not rest until a totally workable railway system is accessible for an average Nigerian. Our word is our bond.
The challenges notwithstanding, many are happy that government is indeed delivering on its promises.
We thought it was just a deceiving. We see a reality. We are so happy.
Zainab Banu, NTA News.
We have more on NTA Network News from our Lagos Center, where Vera is standing by. Hello.
Thank you, Mohammed. Good evening and welcome to Lagos. The Minister of Police Affairs, Delili Adension, has urged politicians to stop hitting up the polity by making inflammatory statements as the countdown to the 2015 general election begins. The minister said this at the book launch in Lagos. The Jidowu reports that the book, titled Watch the Watcher, written by Yinka Odumaiki, chronicles the year of former President Olusegun Obasanjo as a Nigerian leader.
Watch the Watcher by Yinka Odumaiki is a book of remembrance of former President Olusegun Obasanjo years.
We must not allow those who have taken advantage of us to continue to rewrite history. That even when they write their own history, we should put out our own story to counter their own story.
The book naturally evoked reactions from prominent Nigerians in attendance.
It is a provocative book, and I know some other authors will write based on whatever they must have read, in this book.
Many aspects of the book written by President Obasanjo needs serious correction.
Preparations for the forthcoming general elections received a lot of mention as speakers bear the lines on why it is necessary for Nigerian politicians to play according to the rule.
The president we have is not a kind of president that we want to go against the wish of the people.
In terms of security, the government is working, people are working.
The 257-page book is divided into 4 chapters, with the last chapter chronicling the opinions of different Nigerians about the former president. In Lagos, Dejido, NTA News.
The People's Democratic Party Southwest Zone has presented a book on President Goodluck Jonathan's quotable quotes titled "No Enemies to Fight" to the public. The book, according to the organizer and mobilization committee of the party, is a response to critics of Mr. President. It chronicles achievements, character and personality of the man called Goodluck Jonathan. Yemi Delemo was at the Goodluck Jonathan Political Center, Ijebu-Igbo, Ogun State, venue of the presentation, and now reports.
The 12-chapter book, No Enemies to Fight, Goodluck Jonathan on the Marble, contained quotes of President Goodluck Jonathan, which centered on electoral justice, democratization, nation building, economy, energy, education, youth, poverty, foreign affairs, Niger Delta, and other sectors of the nation's economy. It presents the president's character and belief in the rule of law and oneness of the nation, which the PDP Southwest says is enough to reply critics of his administration. Presenting the book to delegates and canvassers from the 6 states in the Southwest region who came together under the aegis of the Organization and Mobilization Committee, Chairman of the group, Buruji Kashamu, said the effort was geared towards further spreading the good deeds of Mr. President to the nooks and crannies of the region. Party members who spoke on the occasion said it is timely. The public presentation of the book was in fulfillment of an earlier promise made to make copies available to all Nigerians, especially the people of Southwest, free of charge, irrespective of creed, color, and ethno-religious or political affiliations. In Ijebu-Ode, Yemi Delemo, NTA News.
Nigerians have been charged to contribute their quota to the development of the nation through constant community development efforts, starting from their local communities. This was a message by dignitaries at the 2014 Igbo-Olaogun Day celebration, an annual event at the ancestral village of the former President Chief Olusegun Obasanjo. Leko Agwade has the details.
These are part of the usual atmosphere in Igbo-Olaogun village on every 26th of December, when the sons and daughters of the village, like the former President Olusegun Obasanjo and other prominent indigenes, come together to celebrate. Over the years, the Igbo-Olaogun Day celebration has been considered as more than just a social event. The organizers have explored the event to achieve enviable economic and infrastructural upliftment of the land. In their goodwill messages, the former President Olusegun Obasanjo and the Governor, Senator Ibikula Musun, admonished the people on the need to continuously seek the peace, progress, and development of their local communities.
So as we move to the election, please don't forget that in Ogun State, we have what we call Ogun Standard. There must not be any form of violence.
Others also highlighted the importance of the Igbo Day celebration. The event also witnessed the presentation of the awards of recognition to some sons and daughters of the community who had excelled in their various fields of endeavors. From Ibogun village in Ifo local government area of Ogun State, Lekon Agbonde, NTA News.
Christmas from all of us at Glow. Glow Unlimited.
My father has always taught me the importance of hard work. says with Shell's help, he has been given the chance he needs. And that gives me the chance I need.
Shell supports local businesses and entrepreneurs, helping them to thrive and expand. Shell, let's go.
We don't walk or drive backwards, so why would we take Nigeria backwards? But that's what some are trying to do, to take us back to the old ways. Stop improvements in clean water, power generation, stop our work on education, better schools, new universities, stop our investment in modern agriculture, roads and rail. We can't go back to the old ways. Vote to keep Nigeria moving forward. Vote for the PDP. Good luck, Jonathan. One Nigeria. Moving forward together.
This Christmas, find the perfect gift for everyone you love. On Nigeria's largest online mall, Konga.com.
Konga.com.
Season's greetings from FCMB, My Bank and I.
Let cash get in the way. With your debit MasterCard, you enjoy less hassle and more convenience the cashless way. Call your bank today to get your debit MasterCard. That's MasterCard. That's priceless. The EcoBank Giant Prize Giveaway promo is here again with loads of prizes. Just save 10 or 50,000 naira in your EcoBank account for 2 months and you can win home appliances, smartphones, inverters, and so on. But if you leave the money for 6 months, you stand a chance of winning the grand prizes of 1 million naira and 2.5 million naira cash at the grand draw. This promo is from September 1st to February 28, 2015. Open an EcoBank account now. EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank.
Renewed optimism sends positive signals in the oil sector and the stock market as efforts have been made to diversify the economy. This and more on Business News with Leah Katumba Batunde.
Hello and welcome to Business News at 9. Oil prices rose on Monday after falling in the past 2 sessions as escalating clashes in Libya stoked worries about supply from the OPEC member. The prices rose above $60 per barrel in early trade. Brent crude was up 51 cents at $59.96 at the opening hour and hit $60.43. The benchmark shed 79 cents in the previous session. U.S. crude rose 46 cents to $55.19 after closing $1.11 down in thin trade on Friday. It rose to a peak of $55.74 early on Monday. Cheering news for Nigeria, where apprehension has taken its toll in the economy. Experts say the development has helped the country identify real sources of growth within the economy, which now forms part of the nation's growth indices.
Clear that we had to diversify this economy. And we had to diversify it by creating jobs and also reviving our rural areas.
The fact that there's going to be 220 billion available as an intervention fund for micro, small, medium enterprises, and also another 220 billion to the Bank of Industry for youth empowerment.
Government is proposing fiscal tightening in the 2015 budget to address the problem of declining revenue recorded in 2014 as the global economy continues to shiver. And to some market reports, the capital market began the week in the green, maintaining an impressive run which started shortly before the Christmas holiday. The all-share index gained marginally by 0.68%. Let's take a look. And that rounds up business news for now. The bulletin will continue shortly. My name is Leah Katun Babatunde.
In line with the environment transformation agenda of the Jonathan administration, a number of interventions in the sector took place during the outgoing year 2014. Aisha Bello Mustafa in this report highlights some of the developments.
One of the major interventions is the launch of the Nigerian component of the Great Green Wall Initiative by President Jonathan at Bachaka in Arewa local government area of Kebbi State.
We acknowledge that the challenges ahead of our dry lands are daunting, but it is our duty and responsibility as government to make a difference to the well-being of our people. Our belief is that the Great Green Wall program will assist us in combating desertification and land degradation. Ultimately, it will be a vehicle in our determination to eliminate poverty and create wealth for our people. The project will also help reduce unemployment and rehabilitate over 2 million hectares of degraded land and improve agricultural productivity to impact about 40 million citizens in the long run.
My ministry is determined to deliver this program to the people so as to promote peace and attain sustainable development. We urge government at all levels to continue to provide the resources required for the implementation of the program.
As can be seen here in Kebbi State, we are pursuing a vigorous implementation action on the various activities under the Great Green Wall program. We are indeed encouraged by Your Excellency's writings on the subject and the various recommendations Mr. President has made on best practice for protection of the environment.
The Great Green Wall is a regional afforestation program designed to create a green belt of trees across the Sahel to prevent desertification. In Nigeria, the project comprises a green belt 15 kilometers wide and 1,500 kilometers long, stretching across 11 states, from Kebbi in the northwest to Borno in the northeast. In a similar development, as part of efforts to tackle the threat of desert encroachment across the country, the federal government, through the Office of the Senior Assistant to the President on Schools Agriculture Program, is embarking on a massive tree planting campaign. According to the Senior Special Assistant to the President, Dr. Baraka Sani, the campaign will see students in secondary schools planting 10 trees each annually. She said steps will be taken under the guidance of the Federal Ministry of Environment to ensure the preservation of Nigeria's natural resources.
I know it's not just going to be in the northern part, but in the southern part too, where they are battling with erosion. And so this program is very good and it's a welcome development.
Also in the year under review, the federal government launched a gas flare tracking system that would assist regulators monitor the amount of gas flared by oil companies operating in Nigeria. The system, which is domiciled with the National Oil Spill Detection and Response Agency, was funded by the United Kingdom through the Department for International Development.
The gas flare tracker is able to display the volume of gas flares, which is estimated at 319 billion SCF per annum.
From the volume, we'll be able to know what these companies have been giving to us, and the deficits will make them pay more taxes and recover more money.
And for our part, the British government looks forward to continuing in partnership with Nigeria to help in that process.
Oil and gas companies are pumping nearly 17 million tons of carbon emissions into the atmosphere yearly, a process that is costing Nigeria economically and endangering the environment. Aisha Bello Mustafa, NTA News.
Over the years, investigations have shown that one of the factors militating against the development of Nigeria is tribalism and ethnicity. A cross-section of Nigerians, however, expressed the view that intertribal or cultural marriages can be a solution to this challenge. Adebola Brooklyn Sunday has that report.
Research has it that Nigeria has over 350 tribes, and cross-cultural marriage has been a problem, an act that is believed to be weakening national cohesion. Dr. Rilwanu Muhammad is from Bauchi State. He says he decided to break the barrier and chose his wife, Azima, from Kogi State.
And that is what's happening in Lagos. We hardly hear any crisis in Lagos because most of them have Christian and both Muslim in their family. You hardly hear any crisis there.
We have a lot of peace in our home, and I'm proud to marry someone from Bauchi State. I recommend it for them to marry from other states, not from their original states.
What are the advantages of intertribal and interreligious marriage if fully embraced?
This will give us the ability to execute, to go beyond religious inclinations and see ourselves as one.
Luckily, all the presidents that were married to people from different states mostly. And so the leaderships have been good examples. And I think it is good to encourage the intermarriage so that we begin to see ourselves as one family.
A group, Global Initiative for Harmony in Nigeria, recently organized a forum to sensitize the public on how intertribal marriage can be used to enhance national cohesion.
By the time we intermarry, as a cross-Siberian marrying to a Northerner, I cannot look at my people fighting the Northerner because they are my husband.
The summit, however, urged all Nigerians to intermarry as part of solutions to curtail the security challenges facing the nation. In Abuja, Adebola Brooklyn Sunday, NTA News.
Deputy Senate President Ike Ekweremadu celebrated Christmas with widows in Enugu. For this and more, let's join Chegonu Aro.
Good evening. This is Enugu. The Deputy Senate President Ike Ekweremadu has advised the people of the state to ensure the sustenance of existing peace and unity in the state. Senator Ekweremadu gave the advice during the distribution of gifts at Christmas to 500 widows from Enugu West Senatorial District. Ifoma Nduokole has the details.
500 bags of rice, 500 wrappers, as well as 5 million naira to be distributed among the 500 widows from the 5 local government councils under Enugu West Senatorial District. Senator Ekweremadu thanked the different support groups present at the occasion for their encouragement and support to the party and urged them to continue to work with the same zeal with which they have been working in the past.
It is our belief that everybody should have equal access to everything that's good in life. If I should be able to have a house, everybody should have a house. If I should eat, everybody should eat.
Wife of the Deputy Senate President, Dr. Nwaneka Ekweremadu, urged the women not to relent in their responsibilities at homes by bringing up their children in the Christian way.
For Nigeria to be good, we have to start from the cradle. We have to start from the home.
Some of the widows who benefited from the Christmas gifts expressed their joy. The event, which has become a yearly event for the Ekweremadu family, is aimed at giving the widows and less privileged a sense of belonging every Christmas season. In Enugu, Ifoma Nduokole, NTA News.
The National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, Ebonyi State Command, has arrested 5 suspects in possession of large quantity of cannabis worth over 5 million naira. The State Commander, NDLA, Mr. Raf Ikwenago, stated this while parading the suspects in Abakaliki. Kingsley Okoro completes the report.
Here from Ishiago Nivo local government area and Nkalago in Ishe local government area of Ebonyi State, Mr. Ikwenago said, we are arrested as a result of a tip and appeal to parents and community leaders to always inculcate in their children the dangers of drug trafficking.
My advice to our Nigerians is to ensure that our youths, the promise of the future, are not lured into drug use.
He said the suspects will soon be charged to court after investigation. The suspect did not admit committing the crime. In Abakaliki, Kingsley Okoro, NTA News.
That's it from Enugu. Kudu, over to you.
Thank you, Chair Gonu. We'll now take a break, and for more messages, don't go away, please.
As bombs go off in different parts of Nigeria, sadness and despair engulf the nation. This causes resentment, apathy, and hostility towards the government. But some unscrupulous elements feed on the despair to get closer to their selfish objectives so as to gain political victory. They may not be the direct perpetrators of these crimes, but otherwise they will rally around the government on this issue of terrorism and put up a united front, rather than cast aspersions and blame. We as Nigerians must not let terrorists decide who leads us. Terrorists should not set nor dictate the democratic agenda of our great country. Let's come together to find a lasting solution to the fight against terrorism in Nigeria and secure our collective future.
Right. Cool. 200 megabyte gives me 5 days of BBM, WhatsApp, and Facebook. Wait, so is that true? What about Twitter? Facebook? What if it finishes when I'm using it? Why can't I just know how long my data will last?
Get data that lasts as long as you need with Smart Packs from Etisalat. Buy data in packs of your favorite apps and choose from the chat, social media to stay connected all day or all week. Dial *200# to try it now. Now you can enjoy streaming all your favorite videos all day and every day with Video Pack.
Etisalat. Now you're talking.
This week on NTA Tuesday Live, we focus on the activities of the year 2014. Tuesday Live, interactive, informative, and engaging. Don't be told. Join us.
On the international scene, the missing Air Asia India flight QZ8501 is likely to be at the bottom of the sea. 5 dead in Italian ferry blaze as thousands of Malaysians flee their homes for the country's worst flood in decades. And Greek Prime Minister vote triggers snap elections. Details as compiled by Basti Itaikba.
For the missing Air Asia Indonesia flights intensifies, report says it is likely to be at the bottom of the sea. The head of Search and Rescue Agency, who said this, noted that the search for the missing plane with 162 people on board has ended for the second day. The Air Asia officials said the pilot had requested a course change because of bad weather, but did not send any distress call before the plane disappeared from radar screens.
Be strong for them, we have to be strong for my staff. AirAsia has done a lot of good, has created something here that didn't exist. We have to find out what went wrong, and we have to carry on doing the good that we've been doing. That's my mandate.
Meanwhile, relatives of those on board the plane are getting worried minute by minute on where the plane could be and the fate of the people on board. And on Malaysia flood, 8 people are reported dead on the flood described as the worst over the decades. The worst area is Kelantan, where a large area has been cut off from electricity for days. Some residents are frustrated by the pace of the government's relief efforts. 5 people are reported dead as 59 are still awaiting rescue after a blaze on an Italian ferry off the island of Corfu. Greek officials say 1 man died as he was trying to escape the ship, while 4 other bodies were recovered from the sea. It is still unclear what caused the fire to break out. In Greece, prime ministers have rejected the presidential candidate nominated by Prime Minister Antonis Samaras. This means the parliament will have to be dissolved. Greece's economy has just begun to recover after 6 years of recession. The Greek stock market fell almost 10% as prime ministers voted for a third and final time on Monday.
And in sports, Super Eagles group in Abuja for their friendlies with Cote d'Ivoire and the Sudan at the United Arab Emirates. And Nigeria's international Ogenye Onazi set to clinch an attractive switch to the English side Liverpool. Fisai Ogufe has the sports update.
All the invited home-based players for the now altered January 12 to 17 friendlies against Cote d'Ivoire and Sudan in the United Arab Emirates have been told that they must report for training in Abuja on Tuesday, the 30th of December 2014. Super Eagles assistant coach Daniel Amokachi is expected to be in charge of the two friendlies. Nigerian striker Bartholomew Ogbechi is attracting interest from some top clubs in the Dutch Eredivisie. Ogbechi has been a journeyman of sorts since first lacing his boots for French giants Paris Saint-Germain in 2001. The Ogoja-born forward's talent also took him to England and Spain before he put pen to paper for modest Dutch side SC Camber.
Voor het doel Ogbechi, en daar is nummer 3. En Ogbechi scoort.
Super Eagles midfielder Algenyon, as he could be on his way to English Premier League side Liverpool. The former My People FC player could be part of a player exchange between Liverpool and Lazio. The Nigerian is expected to move to the Mersey club, while former Roma striker Fabio Borini will move to SS Lazio. Algenyon, as he became a regular feature for the Nigerian national team at the 2013 African Cup of Nations, where the Super Eagles emerged African champions. A year on from his life-threatening skiing accident, Michael Schumacher's manager, Sabin Kim, says the former Formula One world champion faces a long fight in his recovery. Schumacher suffered a severe head injury during the accident a year ago in the French Alps. Information from Schumacher's team indicates that he now recognizes close family members using better eye contact. With Sports News Update, Fisayo Gunfuyi, NTA News.
The remains of the pioneer scriptwriter of the vintage drama on the Nigerian Television Authority, the village headmaster, Hezekiah Olufela Davies, has been laid to rest in Lagos. Abolore Ogbara reports on what he described as an emotional funeral.
That was a special number done by Temilade and Moradeyo Olaito, the grandchildren of late Olufela Davies. The funeral ceremony attracted a lot of sympathizers. The officiating minister, Reverend Bola Oyeledo, in his sermon mentioned late Olufela Davies as a very generous, meticulous, and dedicated person.
The Lord intended for us to be struck, to be impacted by the effect of his life.
The remains of the late Olufela Davies were laid to rest at the Ikoyi Cemetery.
He was a literary man. He wrote so many plays, so many books.
I'm very sad that we have lost a great man such as him.
A reception was put together for the guest.
He loved literature and very creative, literally wise.
He was a man who won the respect of everybody.
Olufela Davies, during his lifetime, featured on various stages and radio stations. He had worked as a former director, National Orientation Agency, and as an information attaché to the Nigerian Embassy in Washington, D.C. He died at the age of 71. In Lagos, Abolore Ogbara, NTA News.
And on that note, we end tonight's network news. But just before we go, it is your right to challenge anybody suspected to be involved in unwholesome activities around you. Be security conscious. This message is from the Director of State Security Service. That's network news tonight. Thank you for watching. Good night.